and have all the money and are putting it out on TV waves and movie, everything under the sun. I have a lot of people who disagree with me, but they understand how I feel. And I understand how they feel, and we disagree. And we have to agree to disagree, because I refuse to hate anybody. I refuse. It's not Christ-like. That shouldn't happen. And a few wild people are acting that way. They deserve the treatment they get for whatever consequences come to them for being hateful. But we should not be hated or demeaned or put in jail or have our rights taken away just because we have good faith evidence for what we believe in. I believe that LGBT persons and persons of faith who believe basically the kinds of things that we're hearing this weekend, I believe there's room to be civil to each other and that we can have dialogue. But folks, I can't tell you the therapists that I've talked to in the last 3 years in California, and from all over. Therapists even demean us online. You're going to hear testimony tomorrow with my good friend and therapist, Robert Basil. He's going to show you in quotes what has been happening in California from therapists to therapists who have ethical obligations to treat other therapists with respect. It's incredible what's going on in this country. People talk about Donald Trump all day long, and they forget that there's a lot of many Trumps out there in terms of behavior. I would suggest, Frank, I'm sorry I have to do this, on November 8th, vote for your conscience. Vote for the conservative ideals. You're voting for an ideology, not necessarily a man. Think about that, because we are on one ship or the other. So hopefully you've learned something today about authentic reparative therapy. And I didn't tell you about the experience. It's a long story short. It takes a lot of hard work. No therapist can guarantee anything for anybody. But what I find every single week, I'm testifying right now as a licensed professional, every single week for motivated men who have unwanted homosexual feelings, they experience change a little bit at a time because of the emotional work we're doing. Not behavioral change only, another mistake by the activists, emotional change. They experience it. I see it, I hear it from them. Their feelings actually begin to dissipate because what real reparative therapy does is heal and deal and feel the real causes. We remove the shame. We fulfill those needs. There's huge emotional upheavals that, sure, they're grief-stricken, and sometimes a lot of anger and a lot of trauma comes up, but all that stuff begins to be healed. And what do you think happens automatically in the opposite in their everyday lives? Automatically, spontaneously. Their homoerotic impulses, because we're doing the real cause work, automatically begins to lessen and dissipate on its own. I've seen it. It happens in my office, and in my colleague's office in California, and in Nevada, and in Florida, and it's growing. And so that's the news today. Authentic reparative therapy is growing. It's not going away, it's growing. And that's what the news is not telling you. And that's what we're standing up here for today, to tell you, at least therapeutically, what's really happening. There are new developments about reparative therapy, which is because of a new additional standard psychological approved processes that we've added to reparative therapy. I'm not going to tell you today about it. I'm going to tell you the news tomorrow. So come back tomorrow if you want to hear the brand news that's taking reparative therapy to the next level, and it's going to be even better before. We're getting case histories, and we're hearing from clients who are undergoing change, and it's stunning how they're working much more quickly through their traumas, and their feelings are naturally changing. And I got to tell you, if it's real reparative therapy, it's about the rise of the authentic self.
Yes.
Real reparative therapy is about the rise of the authentic self, whether you're a man or a woman. I primarily treat men because not a lot of women want me as a male therapist, and that's fine. But that's the truth. That's what's going on. So come tomorrow or listen online, simulcast all day tomorrow. Bill and I, we're just the beginning of all these things. We're just the beginning. You're going to hear some incredible things later on today and tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, that 5-year-old little boy who was sexually abused, That was me.